I'm Michael Amir, and this is Verified. Unbelievable, but tragic because it's true. This is the fifth child to die while in immigration detention. 16-year-old Carlos Gregorio Hernandez Vasquez died Monday after being detained by border authorities for 6 days. That's twice as long as what is permitted under federal law. The Guatemalan government said he was attempting to reunite with his family already in the United States. But there's more. After the young migrant was diagnosed with influenza, he was transferred to another holding facility where he later died. Since the Trump administration implemented draconian immigration policies late last year, U.S. border agents are detaining thousands of migrants. Migrant families are being separated with young children herded into overcrowding holding cells and sprawling tent cities. Predictably, Trump made it political, saying Democrats are preventing him from completing immigration reform. The reality of the matter is that Trump actually wants legislation passed that would allow these migrants to be detained for even longer and even worse conditions. The immigration thing is going to get worse before it gets better. And sadly, don't be surprised if we see even more loss of life as we enter into the summer months where oppressive heat is experienced in states where border crossings are common. Now, to the international scene. There is still tension between America's warmongers and the Islamic Republic of Iran. But instead of simple threats coming from the American administration, Iran is clapping back. Iran's foreign minister, Javad Zarif, said, "The U.S. is playing a very, very dangerous game." He warned that moving weapons of war, including aircraft carriers, into the region is seen as unnecessary and provocative. He also said there would be painful consequences if the U.S. continues ratcheting up military activities in the region. Iran never negotiates with coercion. You could not threaten any Iranian and expect them to engage. The way to do it is through respect, not through threats, Zarif said, according to Al Jazeera. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani also weighed in on the matter. In a recently televised speech, he said, whenever Iran is threatened by the U.S., they regret it in less than 2 hours because the world opinion is lined up against the U.S. in this matter. So let's continue to keep our eyes on this. Now, this last story is definitely going to have you scratching your head. So we already know about compost. Composting is using old materials like straw and wood chips and food scraps to form biodegradable nutrients that will ultimately benefit soil. That soil is then used to grow food and other crops necessary for human consumption and survival. Washington State has just given the go-ahead for the legal composting of human bodies. Governor Jay Inslee signed legislation allowing licensed facilities to perform what they call natural organic reduction of dead bodies. Yes, that's right, you heard me. So, as an alternative to cremation and traditional burials, composting is now an alternative for human remains. So this is what